The story work with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people explores their mixed experiences with wanting to use traditional knowledge as it relates to wellness. The responses from the doctors to approaches that favored cultural wisdom and strength were cautiously supportive, with an openness for further exchange. The Dialogue and Story Work project used the brokered dialogue methodology. This approach unleashed the power of sharing stories to help facilitate safe, meaningful, and respectful conversations between healthcare professionals and Indigenous communities. Cancer survivors, those still on their cancer journey, and caregivers came forward with the support of community champions to share their personal stories and talk about the challenges and barriers they experienced when transitioning through different levels of care. Healthcare professionals then watched the narratives and responded on video, giving their professional opinions and thoughts on the issues and concerns shared. The healthcare professionals' video responses were then brought back to participants to continue the dialogue. Participants had an opportunity to respond on video to the healthcare professionals, in turn closing the loop on the dialogue in a way that was supportive and meaningful to each participant.
It's taken a lot of wisdom and strength from our family. But our culture and our sense of community is what keeps us strong and strengthens us. In each important life event, whether it's birth, death, coming of age, marriage, apology, there are people who are born into roles. And you're taught those roles by your mother and your grandmother, right from when you're a young person. Your uncles teach you. When this person goes through something, you have to stand beside them. You have to help them.
When the time came for her to go, she knew when it was going to happen. What we didn't have was the culture. We didn't have that in the hospital. We brought what we could. We brought water from the river, and I brought cedar boughs and brought the wumps and it's the Devil's Club and to help her to clean her, to keep her clean, to keep her spirit moving.
There are differences in our culture. There are differences in Western medicine and Indigenous First Nations practices. I want to say that my mother received the best care possible from that health system. I sense and I seen that people really did care. People wanted my mother to get better, and their hearts and their intentions were in the right place. But the system itself we need to examine that. We need to find out how we can take Western medicine and Aboriginal culture and bring them together. We need to find ways on how they can work together in harmony for the health of the patient.
I went to, and they tell you, you go from one spiritual leader, somebody that's going to help you. You go from one to the other and believe in it. You got to believe it in your heart and have it appear that you're going to get well. And I prayed quite a bit with my family, and we did the sun dances. I was taken to the sun dance. The nurse here was taking care of my incision, and she gave me an infection, and it took a little bit longer to I guess heal. But I went to the lady that I went to first to give me another drink of her medicine, and I drank it, and it was cured fast. The family and members that are left behind, they helped me out. They helped me pray, and I guess the belief was there that I'm well today.
The storywork element from the storywork with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people is about cultural wisdom and strength. The responses to the issues that were raised are also included. from the story work, which issue stood out for you? Which issue stood out for you from the responses?